we have a call center where these situations could be reported with a toll-free number. We also got an activity center. Our activity center is like our surveillance center within the state, and with mappings of our border areas to be able to close the surveillance around that area. We bought drones, but you can tell that, okay, you could have this number of drones, they are not enough. Sometimes you could have some technical issues and all of that. So now these are some of the challenges that we've been dealing with around security. But to say the least, we have put the measure. If it were to be the strategy that we have adopted to be able to bring these issues to a close, ordinarily, with what we have put in place, would have said we have done that. But again, I mentioned earlier that the complexity around security is always becoming a problem. You know, if you look at one of our worst hit situations, are situations that when is either the terrorists or the bandits or whatever name we call them, they come from another area, attack, and then they disappear into thin air, and then they go back to those places. Most times they don't attack and they stay within the state. So you can see the complexity is not just for you to watch over your house or your compound or your state and then you feel secure. It's something that also needs some national approach to deal with.
You have significantly pointed out the efforts from the government in order to tackle the issues of security in the state. But above all, these efforts have to be looked at in terms of the impact that they are making in the community and also in the states at large. The narrative out there seems to actually be saying otherwise, in the sense that we get to see more prevalent attacks occurring regardless of the measures that have been put in place, regardless of the measures that you have highlighted that the government have significantly put in place in order to address security challenges. So what would you now say in regards to the narrative out there? Because issues of kidnapping is becoming more prevalent. People are insecure in their communities. People are scared of even moving around neighboring villages around the Plateau State because of insecurity. And yet the government is telling us that we have been able to put in significant efforts in order to tackle the cases of insecurity in the state. What do you have to say in regards to that?
Can I begin by saying that if government has put measures in place, it is not out of place to say, yes, we have put this measure in place. If we are still faced with these challenges, we own up to the fact that, yes, there are challenges. And even from the onset, I made it very clear here to say that there are complexity around the issues of security in the country. It is not because we did not put these things in place. If for instance, you're feeling ill, right?
Yeah.
The first measure, they say, oh, okay, drink water. You drank water. Okay, you still have headache, take Panadol. You take Panadol. They say, okay, go for a medical checkup. You go for a medical checkup, you're still feeling sick. That does not mean you have not taken the measures that should be taken. Okay, there could be more to the situation that you're faced with. And in all honesty, I just mentioned it here that the security issues we're faced with is complex. It's quite complex that needs national attention. Not because Plateau State government, under the leadership of Barrister Kala Mutfwang, have not put measures in place. In fact, to say the least, we have also, if all these ones that people are talking of surveillance, we have also acquired those drones for surveillance even before the thing escalated. We had done that.
On the broadcast of the governor,
yes, we
previously.
had done that. It's just because we know that sometimes you do not expose everything that you've been able to do, because that in itself is security, because you do not
expose your strengths to your enemy.
Is security in itself. So
yeah.
Yes, we understand that there's a complexity around these issues, and we still continue to take measures. But can I also say that I'm not saying that communities are not trying their best, people are not trying their best to be able to be partnering in the issue of dealing with security. I think that it is besides it being a thing that needs national attention, is the fact that it also needs the attention even at the community levels too. How do we come together as communities? How do we also partner in the efforts that we're doing? Security is everyone's business, to be honest with you. It is everyone's business. You know, I was going out on my walk and then I saw a Hilux parked. It wasn't even parked at the side of the road. It was almost parked at the middle of the road. Because I understand the challenges that we're facing as a state. I had to go back again to look and say, okay, who is inside this Hilux? Why is it parked like this? Is it ready to move? And what is the issues around it? So, of course, these are some of the things that we need to also pay attention to. And we try to draw the attention of people that everything now, we can't be doing things alone like we used to do. You know, before you find our people, you see somebody on a 3-hectare land, only 2 people on that land farming. Only 2 people, and then these people can just from nowhere appear, molest them, destroy their, kill them, and then destroy their farm and disappear. But if we will do more of the grouping thing, the governor mentioned it, and I also tried to mention it in the same way to say that in the farming season, you notice that even in the trends of attacks we've been having during the farming season, there seems to be an upsurge in attacks.
Very well.
Yes,
very
in
well.
the state. So if we want to, if community A want to go to the farm, let's do it in a way that, okay, 3 days a week is our farming day.
But do you think that would actually help in curbing the issues of... The people are not equipped with the same weapons that the attackers are coming to attack them. So how do you think they will be able to protect themselves against attackers?
No. It's one thing. The thing is that if you find, you know what, if they're going to attack, they come out from some place and they go to another place. For instance, they could pass community A, B, and want to attack a community F, or C,
sure,
or D, as the case is. The people in community A may not have what it takes to fight them. The people of community B may not have what it takes to fight them. But if they raise the alarm in community A and they are driving towards community C and they call for help in community C from the security operatives, if they are able to go and be ahead of them there, I think that you own your territory more than the person who comes to attack you. You own it better. You know the exits, you know the entry points into your community more than it's just a bit of surveillance. I'm not saying that is totally the solution to it, but it's we are just looking for small measures that we can take together to be able to find lasting solutions around it. Yes, we understand that sometimes these people come, they are armed to the teeth, they come with sophisticated weapons and all of that. But if we are in this thing together, cooperating, if we see strange movements, for instance, you cannot get to, if you're coming to JOS, for instance, you will pass certain communities before you get to town. Yes. Obviously. So again, if we are able to raise these alarms, we're just looking for ways to be able to protect ourselves in the little ways that we can before we get the bigger help that we're calling.
Looking at little measures or ways that you had mentioned in order to being able to protect ourselves as people in our communities, there has been assertions here and there that security operatives come to arrest villagers or people in their own communities who have actually shown efforts or local. Question there is, these are attacks
amongst them, and they have also compromised at some point or the other. And I recall that we had the town hall meeting on security, the Middle Belt town hall meeting, and those were some of the issues that we also looked at. And in my own contribution, I said, look, even the communities, we also have bad people, right? If you are a bad person, let them call him by the name bad person. Even amongst the Fulanis that are even living within our community, we still have the bad ones. If you're a bad Fulani man, call him a bad Fulani man. Don't protect him. Call him a bad Fulani person. If we have within the security officers, if we have the criminals, call them criminals. Don't call them security officers. Because by the time we begin to
identify them for what they actually are,
and we deal with them in that light, I think we will get somewhere. So we are not in any way, will not support that our people will be harassed or intimidated or molested, even in the little bit that they are doing to protect themselves, especially when they're in their communities. But again, let's search inwardly to know where the problem is coming from. Who is the informant in the communities?
You spoke about the complexities of security issues on the plateau. Are you saying clearly that due to the complexity that surrounds the issue of security on the plateau, currently it is beyond the strength and the capacity of the security system on the plateau? It has to be attended to by national security systems?
I'm not in any way saying that. I'm not in any way saying that. What I have said here is that because the complexity makes it slower for us to get to a lasting solution. It's a usual thing. If you have problem here, you try. I just used a simple analogy to drive home the fact that sometimes things are complex. Like I just used the Panadol or treatment of headaches that could escalate. So if, for instance, we took these measures to be able to deal with it, and we haven't been able to deal with it completely, it shows that we are still going to be doing more to find other solutions to be able to get to it. That does not mean we're not going to cow out of it. We're not going to say, oh, we let our people at the mercies of these terrorists or the kidnappers or the bandits or whatever name they come with. We're not leaving our people at the mercy of these people, but it's a continuous effort we're putting every single time we're taking new measures to be able to find solutions around it. Just recently, because of all that has been happening, there was an emergency security council that was also called again in the state, and the essence of calling that emergency security council again is to review the processes. You don't say because you went on for war and you lost the battle, then you give up that you have lost it. You still find new strategies and ways to be able to find solution around it. So as it is now, the government of Barrister Kale Mutfwang is not giving in on that. I recall he said it categorically that if it is this one thing that he achieves as a governor, even if it will cost him his second tenure in office, so be it. Let it be that he is able to secure his people in the state. So I'm not in any way insinuating that we've given up on it. We're still working on new strategies on how to deal with the issues, and then we're taking
drastic measures
to be able to deal with that. You recall that before now, when they arrest people, there's never prosecution. We have insisted that prosecution will be done in the state, and at the moment the Angor Rukuba prosecution is ongoing in the state, within the state. The people that have somehow been like sacred cows and they are not arrested, we've gotten arrest of such people now, and all these are measures that we're taking to be able to deal with these issues. We're looking at both the kinetic and the non-kinetic measures as ways of dealing with the security challenges that is bedeviling us. That is not to say that there are no efforts. That's not to say we have not even recorded remarkable progress in the fight so far.
Governor Mutfwang has focused on the time is now mantra. So can you point out specific projects or policies where that has translated into visible impact for citizens?
I'm not sure you have the leisure of time for us to begin to point out to projects that has translated into visible progress in this administration. What I did was to mention to you in passing that we focus on this. Let me say that, let me take it again back to the three-pillar thrust that I mentioned on infrastructural development.
Yeah, just like you highlighted, we do not have the leisure of time to be able to speak a lot more on that, so maybe you would have to brief it up. So
I'm just taking you there. I'm taking you there. So, and let me use the road infrastructure as one of those key sectors that we paid attention on. On coming to office, we took it back from 2015 to the abandoned projects that had not been done, and it's ongoing. And to report to you that at the moment we have to full completion over 500 kilometers of road asphalted already that is completed, and we have a total of about 1,600 ongoing that are different levels of completion. The total number of road projects that we have embarked on, both for rural road connections, for access to farm areas, is about 6,000 roads that we're going to do, and we've been commissioning them every year. By June we commission a lot of projects on that. We also try to analyze the impact of this metro bus that we have, the impact of our metro bus. We just realized that an average civil servant or a daily user of metro bus that saves up to 50,000 in a month by his savings. So if you are earning, say, 100,000 or 80,000, if you're able to save that, you can take whatever savings you have made from just having access to a transportation system that is working, and then you can invest it into probably another thing that can improve on your own life. So these are projects that have direct bearing on the people.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Thank you. In 10 seconds, please, if you had that 10 seconds to speak to people, what would you say to them? People that have actually thought that nothing is really happening in regards to security.
Wow, 10 seconds. I'm even lost as to how to put it, but I know that Barrister Caleb Mutfwang is doing his best to build a better plateau, and it's evident in the livelihoods of people. In spite of all that is going on, the economy is improving. Agricultural output has improved in the state by over 300%. It has improved, and also our education has improved. The educational system has improved. Governor Mutfwang has invested in the future of Plateau. We have over 200 students at the moment studying in India to get different skills that they will bring back to Plateau, and they will be marketable globally. We also have skilled people trained in America along the line of aviation. So I mean, that's why I said 10 seconds. I don't know what to say and what not to say.
Wow, amazing. Thank you very much, Commissioner. Thank you. This brings us to the end of this interview at the moment. It gladdens our heart that you've been able to pour out immensely what the administration has been able to achieve all this while. Thank you very much for staying with us on TINCITY this great morning. My name is Nicholas Tobias Aboki, and of course we are rounding off already. I have with me in the person of Loveline. Loveline, what do you have to say to our viewer?
Be kind to everyone, no matter how busy the day gets. Just be kind, and remember to stay safe and stay positive. Until next time, this has been TINCITY.